them are more than pals.
Our show can be a little gay,
But if you're not,
that's okay.
you can listen and have fun either way. Xena, Star Wars, Doctor Who, guests and music and reviews. Game of Thrones, Winona too. We promise there's something for you. She nerds out. We're girls that like nerdy things. Nerdy things.
Hello and welcome to the She Nerds Out podcast. My name, it's Kat.
Well, that was quite an intro. My name is Wendy.
And my name is Tara, and I'm sick today.
Oh, yes, Tara, thank you for joining us. We've missed you. We didn't want to do this without you, but thank you
Yes.
for joining us on this
Thank
one.
you for having me. Sorry about my voice. I've been sick for weeks.
Mm.
This week of stopping is that I had COVID, and that now I just have a lingering respiratory infection, cough, and all that. So,
Bad times.
and I'm moving this week, so that's really been a good time. Yeah, put me behind on packing.
Oh, is
with
that
my
all?
fever and yeah. So, you know.
It explains why it looks like you're in just like an empty, vacant apartment.
With
Yeah.
spackling in the holes on the walls behind you.
Yep. So it's sad, not right now over here.
Yeah, but it's, again, you're moving closer to us, which is gonna be really good. We're excited to have you in the neighborhood.
I'm gonna be within a 2-mile radius, guys. Come on.
It's
I can
exciting.
almost throw a rock and hit both of your houses. I'm right in the middle. I'm in the middle of the sandwich.
I love
We
it.
could both throw a rock and hit you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So it'll be fun.
It will be fun. We'll talk off mic about how we can help you move.
Okay. Yay.
And I was going to say,
Seeing as how you're almost done.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys.
Do you have any scrap pieces of paper lying around you want me to load up for you?
oh, nice of us.
Look, number one, Sarah has not asked, so I'm sure you're doing fine. Number two, I don't think I'd go near her anyway. I was
No.
home
that's
last week.
true.
I have to go back home to my mom in her assisted living. I can't go around
No.
post-COVID
No,
or
you can't
even
do-
sick and then take it
Yeah.
home. So unfortunately, I couldn't. I can't.
Has
Then
been the problem. I've been in
mile radius.
isolation for a little while, so
It
but
sucks,
I
man.
don't have I tested negative now, so
Okay, good. And listen, some people are into like the kind of voice that you have right now. So
oh yeah, like Phoebe on Friends, the sexy raspy voice.
sure.
My babies. Isn't that-
I think people are going to be into it. I'm just saying.
All right, we'll see.
Okay, we're gonna roll right into it today. We have some nerd news. We're gonna talk about the Oscars, and a couple other things. But first, we kind of just did an intro. Why don't we just jump into our little mini mail sack?
It is many. It is we. It is one from Heather. One email titled Andor. Subject I like. Hi, nerds. Hope you are all well. Well,
Nope.
nope. Two of us are. Just a quick note to remind you that season 2 of Andor will be starting April 22nd. I'm sure Wendy is psyched for that series. Heather, you are correct. Wendy is very psyched, and Wendy will be soon starting her rewatch of season 1 to get ready for season 2. I also saw that the 2025 hurricane storm list has been released, and it looks like Kat and Tara are in the clear.
Woohoo.
However, Wendy, you may have a storm
Ooh.
on your hands. No doubt Storm Karen will be the worst. Happy almost spring. Enjoy the week, Heather. Yes, if we get through all these other hurricane names, you get to Hurricane Wendy.
I love it.
2, 3, 4,
But-
5, 6, 7, 8. There'd have to be 24 hurricanes to get to you.
I mean, maybe there'll be 24 tiny ones that die out before they hit line.
Guys,
Land.
climate
I
change.
want-
It's happening.
Mm,
Climate change. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I believe it. I'm a
Well,
believer.
If we get to Hurricane Wendy, I'm going to have to get the t-shirt.
Ooh, Hurricane Karen. Yeah, that'll be
That's a good one.
be
There's going to be a
fun.
lot of
Yeah.
memes.
Or Karen. People named Karen.
It's a rough time.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Gabrielle also
Gabrielle's
has a name.
on there.
No
Oh.
Xena.
Olga, which is kind of funny.
I like
Yeah, I
Olga.
like that.
Uh,
Rebecca with a K-A-H.
Very
Interesting.
Strange
biblical
spelling.
Rebecca.
Yeah. Imelda.
Jerry. Jerry seems like
Jerry.
hello, Jerry.
So sweet.
Hurricane.
Jerry.
Umberto.
Where do they get the names? Who picks them?
I think the people at the Weather Service get
Really?
to pick it. Yeah, I think so.
Is there anyone left at the Weather Service?
That's true. Maybe it's just one guy.
And his name is Umberto.
And he just put
And
names
then
of everyone he
Sebastian.
knows.
Sebastian with a T-I-E-N.
Very
Sebastian.
strange. Fernand.
Fernand.
Aaron with an E. It's very unconventional names here, which I kind of like, you know.
Yeah.
Chantal.
Yeah.
We're just
That
running
one.
out of names.
I mean, there's been a lot of hurricanes, but there are a lot of names. So, I mean,
That's
that's why
true.
they're getting to the ones we have now.
There you go.
Van. Van.
Hurricane Van.
Okay.
And yes, we are aware that April 22nd is drop day for the first 2 episodes of Andor, right? Is that how they're doing
3.
it?
They're doing it
Ah,
3 at a time. And I saw a quote from Tony
Stupid.
Gilroy saying that was a Disney decision.
Of course.
Disney, if you're listening, I know you listen to us. That's a stupid decision. I don't like it.
Yeah, I
I
think
know
it's
that there are
mistake.
3. I know that there are arcs, 3 episode arcs or whatnot. I don't care. One at a time. Stretch it out. I don't want
Yeah,
to go.
I don't get it. You would
Don't
think
rush it.
You would think they would want to stretch it out, right?
Yeah, right.
To build
Especially
up
knowing
momentum.
especially knowing what they have a great show. But I feel like, I mean, until we see it, I mean, I'm sure the arc nature of the 3 episodes is why they're doing this. But they kind of did what, I mean, because it jumps forward
Mm-hmm.
a
But
bit
arcs-
of time.
Arcs have been around in television forever.
Yeah,
and
but
they
I think
don't
it's
need
the
to do them.
jumping of
That's true.
time. Yeah, because they had arcs last
Well, do they
season.
think their audience is
so-
so stupid that they can't just? If anything,
Yes.
it would help
Yes.
people like, oh, you know what? I want to refresh what happened last week. I'm going to rewatch it and spend more time watching Disney, and
Yeah.
then watch the next episode after.
Mhm.
Well.
One would think.
Okay.
Thanks, Disney.
Well, you know it's not a disaster. Earpconic.
Oh,
That's right. It's the
Ah.
virtual ERP convention that's been going on for now. It's 2 weekends, 2 weekends down, 1 to go. This
Oh.
last weekend was way hot, and Melanie Scrofano and Knox. So far, it's been going really well, even though I have to get up. Well, because of the time change this weekend, I got up before the sun.
Wow.
Oh, I'm
Did
so
your
sorry,
panels start
Kat.
at like 6 or something?
They start at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Wait, AM. AM.
AM, yes, thank
Yes.
you. See, I'm sleep deprived. But thank God Jackie of Jackie and Buster, who is also one of our producers here, she is running the panel. She runs the Twitch feed Zooming situation. So every morning before the panel, she checks in, saying, "Hey, are you awake? You up?
That sounds like a Jackie move.
Hey, dude, yep." It's been nice. It's been really good. Have her helping me get through this, and it's been fun. So yeah, this coming weekend's the last panel. It's the last panel. It's going to be with Rachel Scarsden, Kate Drummond, and Rachel and Sherelle.
Wow.
And it's going to be fun. That's the 16th, so that's a Sunday. So I get to sleep in on Saturday and then wake up early on Sunday. But I'm joking. I'm not complaining because I'm having a blast. So come check it out if you guys are awake. And as I've told Wendy, if I wasn't moderating, I wouldn't be awake. So I'm not holding it against anybody. If you're not getting up and you're on the West Coast, it's all good because they're all going to be on YouTube after the convention's over.
Good.
Can you see numbers of viewers?
Yes, in
bottom
Twitch.
of the
So
bell?
I'm in Zoom, and
I
then
don't even know the Twitch.
And then Jackie and Allie, who's one of the organizers, they are monitoring Twitch. And so it's usually been around 100, just under 200 people,
Oh wow.
which is pretty great. And then they let me know what people are chatting about in the Zoom. It's a really fun system, actually. It's working out really well.
Are you plugging our podcast?
You know what? I
Okay.
plugged it for the first time this weekend before the Mel and Knox panel.
Mm.
Okay.
Now we'll do it again on Sunday.
Nice.
Do you have a pre-plan? Is it free flowing? Is it like a normal panel where you're just moderating and asking questions and doing fun things? How's this work? I'm not saying I didn't watch it, but how is it going? What are you doing?
When did you think I went in there blind?
Yeah.
Freewheeling.
Well, I just didn't know the format of this. If you've got people in, like, if they're asking questions in chat. I know
Oh.
you're not completely cold, but how much of it is audience interactive?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because people have been submitting questions and there's still time for the panel this weekend. If you send an email to panelquestionsearpconic@gmail.com, submit a question. So yeah, I'm trying to pull at least one question from the submissions per panel. But no, I have things prepared. And Mel, as an example, Melanie and Knox panel, I only had to ask 5 of my prepared questions because they had so much to talk about. It was awesome. It was great. It's kind of what you
Nice.
want, you want to be over prepared for these things. But no, it's been really fun. And yeah, it's been fun to have live interaction from viewers. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I really liked it. I would love to do more virtual panels because I don't have to go anywhere.
No,
Yeah.
roll out of your bed and roll into the other room. How long are the sessions?
30 minutes, so really quick.
Oh, so get
okay.
to it. No wonder you only asked 5 questions.
Yeah, it goes
That
by
is
quick.
Wow.
It goes by quick.
Wow.
But I would love to talk to these people for hours.
Hmm.
But, got to keep it going. They got shit to do. They got one-on-ones and they got
Oh, wow.
game things.
So you're not doing the
Wow.
game panels? That's separate?
That is a whole other thing
Yeah.
that
That's
I've
good.
not been invited to.
Okay. Well, that's a lot.
Yeah, and I'm fine with it. I'm totally good with it. Yeah, how many panels have I done? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 panels over 3 weeks. It's good. I'm
Okay.
good. Yeah,
That's good.
it's been really fun. So yeah, hope we get to do it again. So there you go. Thanks for asking.
You're
Nice.
welcome. I was curious. I saw some good, reports.
Yeah, good
But-
feedback. People seem to be enjoying it. And again, I just have to show up. It's really simple.
Which
Are
group
there-
is associated with this convention? Has this group put on any live conventions?
Yes, they have actually. 2 of these organizers were some of the original organizers from EDE.
Oh, okay.
Allie in Buffalo.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Are
no,
there-
it's been a huge success.
Are there
Nice.
tickets or is it just?
The panels are free.
Oh, nice.
And then
Okay.
for the extra, yeah, you just have to go to the Twitch stream. If you go to any of Earpconic's social media things, what are they called? Accounts? Information there on how to find the Twitch, but
The Twitch.
yeah, but so the panels are free, which is nice. And then, you gotta pay to do the one-on-ones and all that kind of stuff. But
How long are the one-on-ones? Like 3 minutes?
I don't
5
know.
minutes?
These are good questions.
I heard
I'm
the
here for the
one-on-ones are
questions.
going really good. I've seen some really fun info come out of it.
Yeah, there has
happen,
been some fun info and some fun like selfie photos that people are posting from their Zooms and stuff like that. Yeah, it seems like people are having a good time.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we do some nerd news?
Let's do it.
Nerd news. I repeat, we have breaking nerd news.
Wendy, do you want to take this one or do you want to take the second one?
Sure. No, I'll take this one because this sounds fun. Grogu and Mando, our friends from The Mandalorian, are going to. Well, if you've been to Disneyland, there's the Star Wars ride Smuggler's Run, where you get to fly the Millennium Falcon. Well, they're going to change the mission and add Mandalorian and Grogu to the ride on May 22nd, 2026. That's
My
a
goodness.
long lead in. Oh my
Well,
gosh.
it's
alongside the release of the film. I
It's
get
exactly
it.
very smart.
They
It's
gotta
some good
build
marketing.
it. They gotta make it. I saw a report today too. Oh, and it's also in this article. They're gonna add Tatooine, Cloud City, and remnants of the second Death Star. Because one of the complaints was
Ooh.
that they were in Corellia, which you only saw at the beginning of Solo, which didn't do as well as the box office. But now you're going to see World, which makes sense. Why? What? First of all, it's
know,
always
I
annoyed me
know.
with that ride that you've got some random
No
guy,
Han.
no
Yeah.
Han. You might have a Chewie. It's the Falcon. At least have
know.
Rey for crying out loud. But you have to have Han Solo, and they don't. But at least now we're going to go to worlds that we know, and they're saying it could be something like I'm sure it's a lot more complicated than the other Star Wars ride because that one it's planned. You can just build a video and it does its thing. But here, I mean, I'm assuming if you're really controlling the guns and the engineering and the steering,
Yeah.
there's a lot more involved in building a new world set up for this ride.
Yeah, because it is
So-
interactive, right? And like you're
Yeah,
shooting at
yeah.
things
You
and
can
they
run into stuff. You
explode.
can
Yeah.
actually steer. You can shoot.
You
So
can
it has
definitely run into
to.
things.
Yes, yes. As some of the complaints that have been lodged, like if you got kids flying and they're just
Oh.
running into buildings the whole
I'm
time.
sorry. Kids should not be allowed to pilot. I'm just
No.
putting it
Let
out
them
there.
shoot. Let them shoot. Let them be engineers, but don't let them
Yeah.
drive. They're too young. If you don't have a driver's license, you shouldn't be able to drive the Falcon.
I like that.
That's my new rule. So I am excited, and it's just gonna get people going on it more. I'm sure the lines, because when I've been there, the lines are sometimes are great, sometimes they're a little
Yeah.
But this will get people. This would get me more intrigued to go back on it for sure.
Yeah.
I've come to like the ride, but this is making it better.
And I think hopefully this is their way of testing out the idea of rotating the missions. And if it has to do with a new show or movie coming out, cool. But just like, make it a little more accessible, right?
Well, it's part of the problem with the park originally. They just made up a city and a world that, they're bringing in more familiar characters now. But even this, like, that's making it more what you know of Star Wars. And
More
this is
familiar.
something, it might take some work, but you can change it. You can update. It's not
Yes.
like the world itself where you can't, although I still should say they should have made it Tatooine, but whatever.
And like, who
But this, you
cares
can
if
change it out.
timelines are all screwed up? Like, who cares?
Nobody.
Nobody cares.
No.
Nobody cares. Okay.
I want the Cloud City one.
You could have
do
Han
too.
Solo and young Han, or like, Harrison,
Any Han.
original Han,
Yeah.
walking around with Rey, and no one will care. Like,
No.
it doesn't.
No, because they were
no.
together in the Falcon. That makes
Yeah.
perfect timeline
Yeah.
sense.
Sure.
But like
No.
a dude playing young,
Young Han. Yeah.
35-year-old
Anyone.
Han Solo or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
How old
come on.
was Han Solo supposed to be in that?
Probably like
In the
Early
original?
20s, I
Yeah.
think. Because
No
he was.
way.
Well, Harrison
No,
Ford.
probably
He was like
maybe
30, he was like in
20s.
his mid 30s when he
Well,
played
no,
it, right?
because Harrison Ford in the original Star Wars was 33. So even though
probably
he
hit
had
that
an older
age.
feel to him,
Yeah.
I think he was supposed to be younger, obviously, even if the
Mm.
actor wasn't younger. It was
mean-
supposed to be a younger Han.
I mean, but it kind of tracks for me if they were all kind of their own age because Carrie was
Well-
like, what, 19 or 20?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Harrison was more experienced, like Han. Like, yeah, I don't know. Kind of works.
I don't know how old Alden Ehrenreich was. He's 35 now.
God bless you.
Who is he? Who's that?
He played
He
young
played
Han.
Han.
He's
Oh,
35
wow. So
now.
he was much-
So he was probably.
Who the hell is that?
Okay,
late
I don't know
20s
how
when
old
he
he
was
is either. I
Han.
don't know who the fuck he is.
So I would say late. If you go with late 20s for Han in that movie, I'd go with that.
Ah.
Okay.
Y'all good? Y'all good? You okay in there?
Well, speaking of old guys, no, come on.
Oh.
No, he's old. Come on.
Of handsome men, David Duchovny.
Handsome old man.
He is getting his own TV show on the History Channel. It's going to be
Cat.
called. I know.
He's 64.
Whoa, David Duchovny is
Whoa.
64.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I mean, I say that not being that
What?
far from that, but yeah, he's 64.
Oh, damn.
His spouse, Tia Leone, is 59.
Ex-spouse.
Is he still? Yeah, they divorced.
This
They
is
divorced.
really.
They divorced
Yeah,
a
yeah.
long time ago.
Oh,
Due
never
to
mind
his
then.
He had some
addiction.
issues. He had
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, in
some
2014.
issues.
Yeah, he had some addictions. Anyway, please continue.
And then Jillian, I know she was like 10 years younger than him, right?
She's
So
like my age. She's my
yours. Okay.
Yeah, because that's what I thought that. Yeah, Jillian
She was much younger.
Yeah.
She was a
Okay.
child. Anyways, David is getting his own show on the History Channel. It's going to be called Secrets Declassified. And it's set to investigate. It's on brand for David. The government's most secretive, strange, and mind-blowing activities that have been declassified throughout history.
Hmm.
So he's leaning into his brand of being former Fox Mulder. And yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm sure he's also the I'm sorry guys, he's an executive producer. So okay.
Wow.
All right?
Okay.
So just be cool.
Cool.
So it'll be interesting to see. I imagine him doing lots of voiceovers. I can't imagine he's out there in the field like running around Area
Right.
51 or something, you know what I mean?
Right.
But we'll see. It's let's see. When is it coming out? I don't know. Someday it's gonna come out
Great.
someday.
Someday.
But I'm sure
Okay.
we'll check it. Oh, I'm sorry. This just in. It's set to premiere Friday, April 4th. So
Oh,
it's
you
coming, it's coming
finally
out.
got down to those words at the bottom of the article.
I
see.
scrolled. April 4th. And Declassified, it's an interesting name. It makes me think of Disclosure. And Wendy and I have been talking a lot about Disclosure lately. There's a really looks like a scandalous new documentary coming out. Wendy sent me the trailer. It looks really freaking good. And Tara, I think you're gonna really like it. It's gonna blow your mind. It's gonna
Oh
change your
boy.
mind.
Oh my gosh. Do you really think she's not going to just snark it to death? Come on.
I don't know.
What is it?
You're
I
going to
don't
poke.
know.
They
It's
find
called-
aliens or
look,
something?
Look, it's called The
Such
Age
a
of Disclosure. It
such
just
a
premiered at
skeptic.
South by Southwest. And it is an unprecedented and revelatory documentary featuring 34 senior members of the U.S. government, military, and intelligence community that reveals an 80-year cover-up of the existence of non-human intelligent life in a secret war amongst the major nations to reverse this long sentence to reverse major engineer technology of non-human origin.
Boom.
Okay.
Boom.
I would find that interesting because they're giving actual information
Yes.
that could
Yes,
lead
from
to
credible people.
from credible people.
Yeah.
And
It's-
the whole
yeah.
thing won't be, could that have been possibly an alien? We don't know.
I hope it's not, because I'll be really
Hopefully
upset.
it'll just be like, this is what happened.
Yeah.
This is what I saw.
Like an actual
Like
documentary.
that would be interesting. Yeah.
I think we should watch it too.
I
definitely
would
report
not
back on it.
call what
Oak
that
Island.
show Oak Island is not a documentary. I
It's-
don't know what
It
information.
is a
it's giving.
documentary. I mean, it's real. They're really looking for stuff. Now, the way it's presented might be
Misleading.
whatever. Well,
Well, and you missed this because Terry, you were down for the count. But last week, Anne Hicks-Fleeker sat in for you. Shout out to Anne. And we were talking about Emily's panel, which was last weekend. And I asked her some hard-hitting questions, including Oak Island themed, because I know that her family watches that show. And she actually kind of was making fun of it. And I was not happy about it.
Yeah.
But she does watch the show. So if she ever comes on this podcast, I think we should only talk about Oak Island with her.
yeah,
and
we know
just
you
talk in
are
circles.
responsible for Winona Earp, but we're here to talk about the Curse of Oak Island.
Exactly.
Do you think Winona Earp fans would have any problems with
I
that?
think that would be the last episode they ever listen to.
Well, we'll give it a shot.
We'll see. But yeah, no, we'll watch that doc and we'll talk about it when it comes out.
When is it coming out? I don't know. Like I
tell
said,
me.
just premiered at South by Southwest. Well, they don't know yet.
It's not picked. It hasn't been picked up yet.
Rumor
right?
has it Netflix or Amazon Prime. I assume it will be buy or rentable, maybe free. I don't know. No one knows. It's not just I'm not failing in my research.
No, of
Last
course
I
not.
looked.
Yeah,
No one knows.
They're looking for a distributor.
Well, they better get one. And
they
get
will.
One soon because
No, they will.
I want to watch.
It's good
it.
production. I mean, the production value of the doc looks really good. So it seems like it's high quality. And we will, as we find out information, we'll keep everybody posted.
We'll let you know if the aliens are real.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, speaking of aliens, let's talk some Oscars 2025.
Mm-hmm.
And we're a little late on this, but we wanted to all be together because we've been talking about this for so long this year, especially. So yeah, should we talk about winners? Should we just talk about the whole thing? How do you guys want to do this? We should
Let's
probably
go through this list we have here of the winners.
Okay, let's
of
do that. I
like
love
it
that.
starts off with actor in a leading role, Adrian Brody. Quick thoughts on how that all went down. My thought, this is Tara, is that he talked way too freaking long, and he threw his gum at his. He was chewing gum, and he walked up, and he was like, "Oh, no," and he couldn't find a way, and he like threw it out. And I'm like,
classy.
if you win something, do not throw your gum at me. Like, I get it, but okay. And
either swallow it like a man,
right,
Or put it in your table card like Demi.
yeah,
Or
or
right.
just
Like
put
me
it in
can
your
bring it home
pocket.
with us.
You can afford
Right, your
the dry
pocket.
cleaning.
Yes. So and then he was like really pushy about don't start the music. I'm gonna talk, and he had really nothing to say that needed to be said. Like
he acted like he was the first guy to ever win an Oscar.
yes.
It was really embarrassing. I was embarrassed, and it was shameful. And
It was cringe.
saying, please don't cut me off. He's
Basically like,
became
I've been
the
here
director.
before. I bet, but then he did the
Not
whole.
my
I've been
first. It's not my first rodeo.
Yeah,
Come on, dude.
yeah. It's like okay,
not cool.
I did not get to watch the Oscars till this afternoon, and I was fast forwarding through most of the speeches. I fast forwarded through his. It still took a long time.
Yeah.
I kept pausing it or going back to playing and thinking, okay, he's done. No, he's not. He should be done. No, he's not done. It was long fast forwarding, much less watching it live.
I believe I read. I don't quote me on this. I believe I read he beat the longest speech at the Oscars. Yes.
You were correct, Tara. He has now
5 minutes and something. When you're supposed to get like 45 seconds, he was there for 5 minutes and 40 seconds.
It felt like 20.
By the time he got on the stage, they were already giving him like the 45 seconds. Like he took forever to get to the stage and start
Which is too short. If you won Best Actor, that's too short. You give your best actor, you're probably one of your more dynamic people there, time to get at least 90 seconds, something.
Yeah, it should be incremental. You should get more time the bigger award that you are. Yeah, I agree.
No offense to the
sound editors,
the short film documentary winners that no one knows. I get it. You get your moment, but the big names that people are there for, the charismatic actors and actresses who are winning everybody's just as excited to win an Oscar. But I don't know. The reason people are watching her for the actors, right?
100%.
I'm not saying give them 5 minutes, but instead of 45, give them 90 before you start playing them off.
And I haven't timed it, but they gave him more than normal, because my guess is, and what you would know better doing live television, that you're not going to cut off your A-list.
No, but
give them a little more time. We
can't even keep our weather person to time.
You have to,
less an Oscar winner.
And the Oscars are always long. That's always been a running joke. It's like, it's going into 4 hours and like, we're halfway through the show. Like, it's funny. We get it. You got to do what you got to do. But really he just really came across as like kind of a narcissist and just he was like he was the first guy to ever win a fucking Oscar.
Yeah, and he was not making some really inspiring speech.
No, it was just about him.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he wasn't trying to make us aware of any of life's big social issues. No, it was just how awesome he is.
Yeah. Anyway. Well, let's move on to someone that had a slightly better speech.
We already talked too long about Adrian.
Yeah, I
know. So I'm going to start playing the music. We're going to play off the music.
Which is an actor in a supporting role. Kieran Culkin won for A Real Pain, which I have not seen. But he had a cute speech about his wife, giving him.
It was a good movie. Yeah. He was good. He kind of stole the movie. He was, he made that movie great.
Okay.
I don't think I've seen anyone win for anything else this award season. So he must have just been the runaway winner. So good on you.
Then we have actress in a leading role.
Oh boy.
This was quite a play on one of the movies nominated itself.
And it was, we'll say it was definitely the biggest upset or surprise of the night.
Only the only upset of the night.
Right. So this is the category that Demi Moore had won at almost at every other award show. Mm-hmm. And that we're
except the BAFTAs. The BAFTAs were the only one that she didn't win.
Did Mikey win that?
Yeah. So Mikey did win the BAFTAs.
Okay.
But Demi had, I'm pretty sure it was the BAFTA. She won one of the big ones right before the Oscars.
Okay.
Yeah. So she did not win this one. Mikey Madison won for Nora.
Mm-hmm.
Big upset.
And I think what you're alluding to, Tara, is that people have said like this award, Mikey Madsen getting the award, is the perfect example of what The Substance was trying to say.
I don't necessarily agree.
Okay, you've seen it.
You've had older winners before. It's not unheard of. I've seen both. I think Demi was great. I think a few things factored in. I think probably for the entire just the film, like the sheer performance of it, I think Mikey probably deserved it. I mean, and I think I was watching her speech today, and Demi Moore was playing. She's an older actress playing an older actress, dealing with what that brings. She split the movie, not equally, but with Margaret Qualley, is her name. So she was not in as much as Mikey Madison. Mikey Madison, when I saw her speech, just listening to her speak, and I think of Oscar voters who have met her, who've seen her in interviews or press, and seeing this woman and comparing it to the character they saw in Honora, you know, the tough talking New York or whatever she was, and just who she was in that film, learned Russian, very different from what you see of Mikey Madison, whereas Demi Moore was fantastic. But it's not as, I mean, of course, playing a weird ass, browed, creepy creature is, you know, she did some extreme stuff and she was really good.
Sure.
But I think Mikey Madison, probably they looked at that and said, this is, and she was in every, maybe not every scene, but she was the whole carrying the whole movie.
She carried the movie.
That it was named Honora and she played Honora. So I think they just looked at that and said, you know, and the night, because I couldn't watch it, but I saw that Honora had won Best Editing, which is one of the ones I don't think it was necessarily expected to even compete for necessarily. I didn't see it mentioned. And when I saw it win that, I thought, oh, the voters are loving Honora. So it didn't surprise me as much when she won, but I was still sad for Demi, and I was kind of hoping Demi would win.
I think I think everybody feels that. But listen, unfortunately it is a competition, and it's not, most of the time it is a popularity contest, but you know,
sometimes
if the voters thought she was a better performance, I mean, that sucks. But you know, sure, people, I mean, I think Demi Moore fans are upset, but it's just part of the deal.
I felt horrible for her, but I think when it won editing, screenplay, directing, picture, they weren't going to give it all that and say, yeah, but the lead actress, I mean, she was a big part of the reason it was as good as it was. So they weren't going to not, you know, vote for her.
Incredible. It's, we'll get into it as we get farther down this list.
Actress in a supporting role, Zoe Saldana won.
There we go.
For Emilia Perez.
She won most.
Not a huge, no big surprise there. Did make some waves after when she was asked about the controversy surrounding the movie, and pretty much said, "I'm sorry you feel that way. I don't share your feelings." What a Mexican reporter asked her to speak on, you know, how people from Mexico, it's very upsetting for them, and just all the controversy. There's many layers that we've spoken about before, but and she essentially said, "I'm sorry if it hurts Mexican people. I don't see it that way." And this is the first time she's really spoken on it. So she waited until after she got her Oscar to say, basically,
she's a very smart
sorry you
woman.
feel that way, but I don't agree.
Well, and she wasn't saying I don't give a crap about my feelings. It's just like, I don't see it that way. And I'm sure being as close as she was, and also when she's talking to close to the director, I'm sure he's saying things to her that makes her see things in a different way.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sure she's also heard a lot of it, and she was probably just tired of deflecting.
Sick of it. She's sick of it.
Yeah. She's over it. She's like, dude, I just did a movie and all this crap came out and I just did the best I could. And all this is literally taking away from me working my ass off to win an Oscar.
And then she picks up the Oscar and goes, "That's all I have to say."
No comment.
Did she really?
No, she should.
Oh.
That's what I would have said. Let me have you speak to my my PR. We have no further answers at the time. Anyway.
Animated feature film Flow.
There you go.
Yay.
The sad
cat.
The sad cat.
Have y'all seen it?
In a flood movie. No, you told us about it, and then like a bunch of
It was
animals
so
died.
good. No,
I have to
not a
tell
bunch
you-
of animals died.
I have to tell you that my girlfriend's roommate has just adopted a cat. A
Mazel
kitty, or
tov.
rescued a cat. And Flow is the kitty's favorite film. And I got to watch on FaceTime the cat. She put on Flow.
Yeah.
It looks beautiful, by the way. The opening scenes, the ones,
It's
and
really
the cat literally jumped from her lap, ran up to the TV, and sat in front of the TV and just watched it go.
This is a thing.
Yeah.
I heard a story about it this morning that like pets love this movie and pet owners just leave it on for their dogs and cats, and the animals are just completely obsessed.
It was so cute.
And
like
they
she
use
was
real
like enthralled.
real animal, not voices, but like noises. So like when the
Mhm.
cat's meowing, that's an actual
Mm,
cat meowing.
And they're
nice.
very lifelike, the way they move, the way they act. So it's great. I'm glad it won. I watched The Wild Robot on the plane, and I really liked it. I didn't really cry, except when the
Nope.
Fox guy was sad that his friend was leaving. Um,
I want to
but
hear
I
it.
mean, I can see how it's still talking animals. It was really good. I mean, it's talking animals through the robot's translator.
Sure.
But I see, when you've seen a lot of talking animal movies, as good as it was, you see Flow, which they don't talk, they just talk their animal voices. And
Right.
it was so different.
It's good
And
filmmaking,
it was
right?
made on free 3D software. And
Wow.
yeah,
That's
like
cool.
some downloadable software anybody can use. And they made this Oscar winning film on it. And it
Wow.
was different. And
for
I'm
them.
so glad it won. And
Good
I
for
loved
them.
The Wild Robot. I loved Inside Out 2. I love Wallace and Gromit, but also Wallace and Gromit. People seen it. Inside Out 2, it's a sequel. They've seen that. Wild Robot was really good. Talking animals. People seen that. The other one was weird clay people or something. I don't
Excuse you.
know.
You mean Memoir of a Snail? You didn't
Yeah,
see
whatever
that?
that was.
Oh,
No.
all right. That's unfortunate.
I can see why. Why did you see it?
No.
I didn't think so. I don't think so.
I didn't see any of these.
Well, Flow is very good.
But I did see the animated short film.
Oh, I know your weird movie that didn't win.
Well, I know. I'm upset that the weird naked stop motion animation one didn't win, but I think I called it Shadow in the
Mm.
Shadow of the Cypress. Beautiful film, and it definitely was deserving of that award.
The Brutalist won cinematography. I'm gonna go through these a little quicker.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Wicked won costume design.
Woohoo!
And
As
then
as it
yeah,
should.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The first black man to win a costume design.
Yes. Very cool.
Paul Tazewell.
There you go.
Directing, Anora won. This was part of the what do you
Sweep.
call it? Not a trifecta, but yeah, sweep.
Quadrifecta.
Yeah.
I mean, he
Because
won
Sean Baker won for
producing
directing, writing,
Oscar too,
And editing.
editing.
and
Yeah.
producing.
Wow.
Has that ever happened?
No, that's
No.
the most, I think.
That's like the EGOT of the
yeah.
Oscars,
That's I mean, incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. There you go.
Documentary feature film, No Other Land.
Yep.
Don't know much about that one.
Nope. Moving on.
Documentary short film, The Only Girl in the Orchestra. Not
Looks
familiar.
cool. Looks cool.
Okay.
It looked like a nice movie.
Again, here we have editing, Anora, international feature film from Brazil. I'm still here. The Brazilians were very excited about this.
They were.
Heard good things. I want to see that.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Funny that Flow did not win for international feature film, but it
Wow.
did win for animated. That's it.
Interesting.
Makeup and hairstyling, The Substance.
Makes sense, right?
Original
Just
score.
based on all the gross shit I've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Original score, the Brutalist one.
Okay.
That was a surprise. Original song, Amelia Perez won. I have to say, this was a tough one. Another speech that was tough for me to watch.
Oh, so awkward.
The El Mall
Ooh,
people, yeah,
no,
the writers.
no.
They were French, and they got up there talking about the song again. I just kind of pushed
Did they
further.
sing? Did they sing something?
Yeah,
up
so
there?
there
I
was
fast forwarding.
Yeah.
There were
Yes.
3 people up there, and I don't know everyone's names, but I think the 2 singers were Clement Ducal and Camille.
One was
And so these 2 people, are basically took the entire time, and this nice gentleman in the back, this third guy, didn't get to say anything because these 2 weirdos are singing during the speech.
Yeah.
It was kind of, I hate to say the word, cringe.
Yeah, it was cringe. Very cringe.
Weird, dude. Just don't. Nobody's
Yeah.
here for that, man.
No. And
it's also like you're rooting for whenever you see these like groups of people who go up, it's like, okay, they go in order of like, okay, this is the head of the department, this is the second, like you can tell who's in charge. And then the very end, that last guy never gets to say anything. He just happened to be there. It's like, it's a fun game I play. It's like, oh, is the new guy going to be able to say anything? Are they going to play him up? And they rarely do.
yeah.
Yeah.
They did play off a few, like the cinematography people, and people were upset about that.
Yeah.
Awkward.
Awkward.
And then we have Best Picture. These are in a very weird order.
They are.
Best Picture, Nora won.
This is the official Oscar site, so we're not just like this isn't.
They're
like
not in
some
alphabetical order, and they're certainly not in.
I don't understand.
Like order of award given out.
Nope, it's random.
These, yeah. But then we go to production design. Wicked.
Well, it's P for picture, then production. No, wait, you're
Oh,
right.
no,
It is
look, yeah,
not.
Best
You're right.
Picture.
It is not in the actual
B.
order.
Unless they're
That's
not
weird.
counting the B, like it's just like picture.
Well, then after it's live action short film after production
that's
design,
just
so
yeah,
never mind.
that
Doesn't
falls.
make sense.
Wendy,
Yeah,
that falls
weird.
apart.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, I tried.
Then sound and visual effects were won by Dune Part 2.
Which I
Probably
get.
well
I'm
deserved.
sh-
It
I'm
was very
sure.
well done.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And then writing, Conclave won for adapted screenplay,
Cool.
Yeah. Okay.
and Honora won for original screenplay.
Yeah.
Good for
And
him, man.
That's it.
I hope
So-
Sean's got lots of shelf space in his
I'm
house.
sure he can build more. I mean, after
Cleaned
that.
up.
Yeah. So those are the awards. I would say some of my highlights. I'm gonna go through these quickly, and you guys can let me know how you feel. There's a really nice. The intro to the whole thing was like a love letter to LA as a
Mhm.
location. I thought that was beautiful. I mean, obviously, I'll let you guys take this next part. The opening number.
Fantastic.
It was fine. I'm kidding. I almost
I mean-
cried. I was emotional. I was more
I thought they were
emotional
gonna-
watching that than the movie.
Oh,
Wait, the
yeah.
what? What are you talking about? Opening
Wick-
number?
The
Define gravity.
Ariana
Oh,
and Cynthia.
there.
Wicked.
Opening
I don't know
number,
if you know
yes.
about this movie, Tara. It's a
No,
little
I got confused
movie.
with Conan O'Brien's part, and I was
Oh, well, that's
what?
that was also amazing.
yeah,
Him crawling
Um,
through Demi Moore's ass.
That was
Yeah.
funny.
yeah.
That
Come
was funny.
on, you can't beat it.
No, that was
Um,
good.
Yes, no, that was great. They're wicked. Yeah, they had the Amelia Perez people were not singing up there. But yeah,
I thought they were going to do a medley from the film, but I like that they did Wizard of Oz, The
It was-
Wiz, Wicked. I like that they mixed it up.
It was
nice.
perfect. Yeah.
Well, it looked beautiful.
And I love that, the first thing, if you're tuning into the Oscars from across the world, the first thing you see is this beautiful queer Black woman singing her heart out on stage. I thought that was,
and
it just made me, it made me very happy to see that.
and Ariana looking on lovingly.
Oh my God. She's
I like how she kissed the hand and backed up, and then they had the shot of Cynthia singing with her in the background,
Yeah.
rack
and that-
focus. It was
oh,
so
that,
cool.
that was a I mean, that was, listen, again, good
Mhm.
directing. That was obviously very planned, but beautiful. Oh my God. You want to get someone to look at you the way that Ariana Grande was looking at Cynthia. My goodness. It was great. I loved it.
Yes, me too. And Conan. Oh yeah, you go on, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I mean, my next thing was Conan. I just thought he was great.
I thought it was funny.
I thought so too. I thought he was a good mix of funny without being mean.
Yeah, that's
and
his
making it super
that's
awkward.
his style, right? Like
I've
he's
Mhm.
Always
yeah.
loved Conan. Yeah.
absolutely.
I thought he had
same.
hosted before. I was surprised that was his first time. I guess he's done the Emmys or other things,
I'm
but
sure he's yeah, exactly.
I swear I
Please.
thought he'd hosted before.
I
but-
thought the same thing, Wendy.
Mhm.
Please bring back Conan 1,000
Oh,
times.
yeah.
No more Jimmy Kimmel, please, for the love of God.
Conan's a great host.
He's the perfect
Ugh.
host, and he did make a fun joke about Jimmy Kimmel,
Mm-hmm.
and telling Carla, oh, what's her name? I wrote it down.
Gascon.
Carla Sophia Gascon.
Yeah, basically saying like, if you do decide to tweet about the Oscars tonight, remember my name is Jimmy Kimmel. So that was great. And then they had a great Adam Sandler gag in the opening.
Mhm.
That was really fun. And then the sandworm showed up a bunch of times.
Yeah, I like the
sandworm.
sandworm.
It was
That's
good.
such a Conan thing.
I was like, if you pay this much for a bit, you do it twice.
You gotta do it at least.
It
once.
was funny.
And apparently it was one of the editors was in there
Oh, really?
doing it. Yeah.
Oh,
doing it. It's really fun. Those are kind of my highlights. I mean, there was some really poor Diane Warren didn't win again.
Yeah.
I knew she wouldn't, but
16 times.
yikes.
Susan Lucci of the Oscars.
Yeah. What else happened? Nothing too.
I got a list.
Please. Oh, go.
It's fresh because I just watched it
Yeah.
today. I teared up. I'm gonna go from like the end. Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan
Very
when they walked
good.
out.
That was
I
very
actually
sweet.
teared up when he said the thing
Aw.
about if you waiting to become an Oscar winner for the rest of your life, you want the rest of your life to start as soon as possible. His line from When Harry Met Sally.
Very good.
I just seeing. I mean that look, youngins. anyone listening who's a youngin', if you've not watched When Harry Met Sally, it is the best romantic comedy that has ever been made, by which all other romantic comedies draw from. I don't even really like that many romantic comedies. This is firmly implanted in my top 10 forever. It's a perfect movie. Go see it. Anyway,
No, I've never
I
seen it.
loved seeing
I
them
agree
together.
with everything you just said. Tara, did you just say you've never seen it?
I did. I've never seen it.
What?
Huh.
No,
How? Okay.
I don't know. I just never.
How
I've
has
seen,
this
of
slipped
course,
through?
the highlights. I have not seen it.
I've seen the highlights.
I know the restaurant scene.
Okay.
Oh,
Do you know?
well, there's more than that.
Do you know?
Is there more than
Do you know
that?
Carrie Fisher's in this movie?
No, I
Oh
guess
my
I didn't.
God.
Okay, so you haven't seen the highlights, Tara.
Okay, guess not.
Mary.
How dare you?
Really?
How?
I'm staring at you for personal growth. Come on, Tara.
All right,
don't-
well,
I-
we're
I don't
putting it
That's
on
on the
know.
list.
We're
It
putting
is
it on the
the
list. Putting it on the list.
definitive romantic comedy that has ever been made.
It's
And
what
if you
every
haven't seen it.
it's what every
yes.
other romantic comedy tries to be.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's Billy Crystal. It's not like
for
he's
a new
some
suede pump. Oh, come on.
it's not like Billy Crystal's some sexy dude, but he is sexy in this movie.
Thirst
Like,
trap. Billy Crystal.
That's how good it is, Tara. You're gonna think he's sexy.
Okay. Okay. Well, I can't wait.
What happened to Sunday? Come on. All right. That's on the list. You got to watch that.
Okay.
My roommate hadn't seen it either. I'm like, look, I don't do romantic comedies. That is so above the genre. It is the perfect. Anyway,
We're gonna watch it.
I loved seeing them together.
It was nice.
The Ben Stiller bit was funny. Production design where he, like,
Yes.
came up above the thing and it went
very
back
good.
down. I thought that was really funny. Like, look at you. You're making an amazing show for Apple TV and you can still do bits on the Oscars. What did I write? Okay, some of the music choices I loved. I loved hearing a little cut from Breakfast at Tiffany's. I loved hearing a little bit of Cinema Paradiso. My favorite part was they literally played Mozart's Requiem for the In Memoriam. I'm like, he literally died while writing that. Is that why you picked it? I love the piece. But it was like, that's an interesting choice for In Memoriam, but it was very dramatic. But I love
I didn't
love the
realize
music.
that's what that was. That's
Yes.
why you were humming that earlier.
That's why I was humming it. When I heard it, I was like, is this Mozart's Requiem that he like died while he was writing it? And they're playing it for the people who died, but I liked it.
Well, and so to interrupt you completely, adding Gene Hackman must have been a late scramble.
But they couldn't leave him
But
out.
you got to close with him and Morgan.
But they
Freeman
left
had
out
some-
Michelle Trachtenberg
They did. They left out a few. They left out
And-
Shannon Doherty as well.
and the guy. Oh my gosh, I can't
The
remember.
guy.
The guy was he in
No,
When
the
Harry Met
guy.
Sally? Was he
No.
in
guy.
Rob Reiner maybe? Kirby Bruno from When Harry Met
Are
Sally?
they dead?
No,
Are
no,
they
they were
dead?
both in that movie.
Oh.
Or is it Bruno
Guy.
Kirby? I think it's Bruno Kirby. Who
Yes,
is it?
Bruno Kirby.
Tara, who are you talking about?
I don't know.
Google it. I'll continue.
I just saw he was in the list with Michelle people that.
But also they do that
Oh.
bullshit of thing. Well, if you want to see more people who are dead, you can
And
go
sometimes
to
they're
a
like, oh, they died
website.
too
Yeah.
close. They died too close, like to edit them in. But with Gene Hackman, they're like, no, we gotta put him in.
We know that's not true anymore. All right, keep going.
Um,
All right, Wendy, go.
Queen Latifah. I always love it when Queen Latifah shows up and shows off her pipes. I loved her doing he's on down the road.
That
And
was
then
fun.
Cynthia, Ariana, and Coleman Domingo were up dancing.
Yeah,
and
they
then
were.
everybody got up eventually. But I liked that. That
Yeah,
was
I
fun.
know. People were commenting about how stuffy the room was
Yeah.
when Queen Latifah
Yeah.
is singing on stage right in front of your face, and like
Come
only
on.
3 people are standing up.
Get up.
I got a little excited to see Gamora and Drax standing next to each other in the cinematography when Zoe Saldana and Dave Bautista were both presenting. I'm like, oh, Gamora and Drax have been reunited. Yeah, I love Guardians. Anyway, I saw that. And what the hell with Goldie Hawn? Granted, she's 79. Her face looked like it's been manipulated, seriously. And she just seemed out of it. She just seemed very confused.
Wendy, that's just Goldie Hawn. She's always seemed out
No,
of
more
it.
than normal, I feel like.
Really?
More than normal. Andrew Garfield was very sweet with her, but she just, I mean, maybe it is standard Goldie, but I just remember
Really?
thinking,
I didn't bump it at all. I thought that was just Goldie being
really?
Goldie.
Maybe
I
it
don't
was
know.
her being Goldie.
Maybe I'm wrong.
It's just, I don't know. I was like, oh, what's happening? But I love the Oscar. I thought it was fun. I'm sad I did not get to watch it live, but on the plus side, I didn't have to sit through all the annoying speeches.
Mm-hmm.
because I forwarded right. I do love how there was an Andor trailer during it. I like that. And I liked how so many of the commercials kind of tied in with filmmaking.
Yeah.
You know, they sort of fit the night, which is a neat thing to do.
It is
I
cool.
definitely want to go see the Jaws exhibit at the Hollywood.
Yes,
Oscar
that looks
Museum, Academy
amazing.
Museum.
That looks
Definitely
so
one of
cool.
that. Yeah, it was a good night. It's no matter. I mean, I was happy for Honora. I'm not surprised. I just thought,
Yeah,
well,
you kind of called it, Wendy.
Well,
You saw it
having
coming.
seen it and seeing the reactions, listening to the podcast, it was the movie that I think when it came down to it, a lot of voters. And you know what? We saw like Everything Everywhere All at Once. Was that last year or the year before? I don't even remember anymore. I think it was last year.
It was the
But
year
I feel
before
like
because last year
maybe it's
was
younger voters.
Oppenheimer.
That's right.
Party
Okay,
Heimer.
Oppenheimer was a big. I mean, they're willing now to vote for something that's not like your typical Oscar fare, and they're vote for stuff like Honora and Everything Everywhere All at Once. Honora, you're gonna get some people that are like, well, that I heard won Best Picture. Come on, honey, let's go see it. And they're gonna be like, what the hell?
Right.
There's a lot of sex in here. But I think that's the movie. That's the one movie I saw. I mean, Wicked. Like I said, I loved Wicked, but I knew it wasn't gonna have a chance. But it's the movie that stuck with me for days after, and I
gotta see it.
It kind of hit people different. I think they kind of voted with their gut, and obviously it swept all its categories. They loved it. So it had a little something about it that people really gravitated to. So I wasn't surprised. It was riding a wave of, people jumping on the bandwagon and seeing it and liking it.
There you
go.
So, what did you think of the cool set where you could see the orchestra on the stage? It was pretty cool.
Oh, loved it. That's another thing I was going to point out about the beginning with Wicked when she was singing. Nobody and the video behind her was going down and made it look like I was like, is she going up or is the video?
I thought she was on like a thing.
But it wasn't. It was but they did it to make it look like she was rising up like in the stage or in the musical, and I was like, that's cool.
Fooled me. I'm like, oh my god, she's raising up.
But it was the video behind her. That was sweet. That was really nice.
Good set direction. This is great.
That was they know what they're doing.
Hey, good, go figure.
But I love that.
Yeah, beautiful set.
I love the orchestra being up like that.
They have to lug all their instruments. I wonder how they got up there.
They're like, fucking seriously?
You want us to be 40 feet up in the air?
I feel like they did that at the Disney Awards. I feel like they're up high, if I remember right. Hamish Hamilton directed that, who's directed like a billion things. Kat, did you they shouted out like the product? I did like his speech about the fires and about how it feels like very superficial night rewarding the glamorous and the actors and this, but like there are hardworking tradespeople who make their living in this town and we're honoring them as well. And it was like this whole big thing about, it's not just a night to the movies have been with us and they will be with us. And this is our night to acknowledge that and celebrate it.
The people that you never see and you'll never know and all that stuff. Yeah, it's
and
nice.
I liked Sean Baker's appeal to go to the theater. That was nice.
That was very good. And
independent
filmmaking as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, that was cool. And
what they say? Didn't they mention their budget? Like they did it
$6 million.
Well, $6 million freaking dollars. I mean,
and I think they barely made their money back.
Wow.
Well, they'll make more now, but
they'll be fine.
They're doing okay. But I'm sure that was. I mean, I guess when you go into making a film like that, you're making a film about sex workers and everything about it, and then all of a sudden, it's like you just hit something that. Next thing you know, you're winning all the Oscars. You probably did not expect that going in.
Mm-hmm.
And but it was a good night. It was a fun show.
Yeah, I liked it. It was fun.
Yeah, you know what they didn't do? They didn't try to screw it up by being cutesy, by being gimmicky. It felt like a good old-fashioned. I like Nick Offerman. I thought he was funny.
Yeah, it was fun. As a voiceover.
They didn't try to make it like appease. Like, let's try to bring in younger viewers. I mean, The Wicked kind of was, but it was cool. It was classy. It was nice. It was film music. It was
and it was an homage to Wizard of Oz, Judy.
The Bond thing is the only one they did where people are like, well, you didn't even have the other nominated songs, but you had a Bond music medley.
Yeah, that was weird and way too long.
I forwarded through it.
It was a little it was a little random.
Yeah.
I mean, Queen Latifah, but that was for what's his name?
Yeah. Quincy Jones.
Quincy Jones. But that was Queen Latifah, so
And
that's
it's
always
and it's
welcome.
fucking Quincy Jones. Like you have
Exactly.
to do something.
That was legit. Yeah. You got to do that.
you gotta
More
do
than
something.
Bond.
Right. The thing that still just I'm not comfortable watching is I think it was for the best, is it for actor or an actress maybe, where the 5 people get up there and they're like
Oh.
talking about the other people.
Well, they had this year. It was like cinematography and
costumes, yeah.
which was funny with Bowen Yang.
Oh,
So
that was funny.
They
Yeah.
had people from the movie talking about the people that did the jobs, but then you had supporting characters. The presenter said something specifically to each nominated
Right.
actor
So
or
it's-
actress.
That's what it
which,
was.
Yeah.
To me, though, it worked with Downey because he can pull that off, and he probably does legitimate. Like he makes
He
it
knows
believable and
all
tellable.
those guys.
What's her name? You could tell was like reading the prompter.
Yeah.
And it felt very less, it felt more disingenuous.
Yeah.
But with Downey, I mean, he can make that work. And I enjoyed listening to him talk about the other nominees, but I
Sure.
fast forwarded through the other one.
And
And show the
so-
clips.
So I read about this, like, so what was it last year or the year before they started doing it where a friend of the nominee, so there's 5 like legends up
Which
there.
I think that's cool if they actually know them.
It's cool, but they're like, we can't do that every year because we're going to run
Yeah.
out of people. Like we're just gonna,
Yeah.
it's not going to work. So they're trying to spread it out. So I think this is their attempt to be like, hey, this is that cool thing we did, but for a different category.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it works, but for me, all I can think about when they're doing that is like how many times when they're writing this, do they have to look up a word in a thesaurus to find a different way to say the same thing,
Yep.
It's
to
hard.
say how wonderful this person is, but not say it with the word wonderful, and you have to
Right.
use
Yeah.
different words,
Amazing.
and then you have 5 different people you got to say something for, and or 5 people saying something about 5 different people.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
whatever
It's-
way, it's just a lot of different ways you have to say almost the same thing. And I'm
So-
like, I'd rather
Yeah.
just see the clip. Like, I don't know, unless you have a really cool
Show me a
behind the
clip.
scenes fun anecdote or something, then like it just feels
I kind of agree.
yeah.
I totally agree. Like I said, if it's not Robert Downey Jr. or someone equally as charismatic doing it,
I don't
it's
see
gonna
it.
feel awkward.
Yeah.
At least they didn't put a Google map marker on a seating chart, but
yeah.
it's still just why don't we want to see the clips?
I
Don't
know.
stop showing the
I
clips.
know. They're just
We're fine with
trying.
it.
They're trying. you
Even
know?
for like costume design, I like when they do a quick
let's see the
little thing
costumes.
of the costumes and the
Yes.
drawings, and like they edit in some of the
yeah, like the process,
work,
right?
yes, like I like that. That's
Mhm.
cool. Rather than saying, Paul, your dresses brought tears to my eyes with the beauty that unfolded when, it's like, okay. It's
And then
just-
Amanda, the way your dresses brought joy to me, they were perfectly splendid.
perfectly splendid.
It's hard. That's hard.
Yeah, and it's hard.
Tough
So,
stuff. Tough
I'm
stuff.
sure I had forgotten what's her name won for last year's supporting actress for was it for that movie with Paul Giamatti where I forgot her
Yeah,
name.
Leftovers. Is that the name
Yeah.
of the movie? It was a good movie.
No, the holdovers. The
Holdovers.
leftovers is the show I love.
It still works.
I think it's holdovers. I'd forgotten she won.
I think you're right. It is Holdovers.
Yeah.
Which she was great in. It's a great
She
movie.
was good. She deserved
Yeah,
that. She's
beautiful
definitely.
movie.
One last thing I did love when after Flo won and they had the little animated cat picture in the back
Oh.
holding an Oscar.
yeah,
That's
that was
cute.
cute.
That was cute.
That was nice. The cat needs an Oscar to
Yeah.
knock off the table.
Where's the cat?
So that's it. Is there anything else on your list, Wendy?
No, that's it.
Okay, that's great.
Um,
Hey, I think we did a good job with that.
Well,
Look at us.
I mean, it was nice. I watched it today. It was fresh.
That helps too.
I didn't have to watch any of the speeches
That you didn't want
that
to.
I didn't want to watch.
Smart.
So, all right. Well, we'll see who wins. I guess next up, Emmys.
Emmys are next.
We're done with this award season. I wonder what the big players are going to be next year.
I know. Doesn't it feel like so long ago that it was Oppenheimer and Barbie and fucking Ryan, what's his name? Ryan Gosling. I
Mhm.
fell in love
Ryan,
with
what's his
I fell in
name?
love with Ryan Gosling. I watched that Barbie his Just Ken thing like 100 times. It feels like so long ago.
It
Yeah.
kind of was.
Alright.
Yeah, well, that's fun. Let's
Well,
keep up
also-
Oscar watch for 2026.
Spoiler, might be going to the Emmys again this year.
Oh.
So I'll have my own full
Really?
report. I'll have my own
For-
report.
Oh,
Hmm.
I'm jealous, man. That's big time.
Yeah. It should be fun. We'll see.
Good luck. When are the Emmys? Fall?
I don't know.
Okay, well, we'll check back in with that. We're on Twitter. Still at Snot Podcast with 1D. We're on the Blue Sky. She Nerds Out is
And-
our handle.
Oh yeah, and Facebook and Instagram at She Nerds Out Podcast.
If you want to send us an email, you can send that to shenerdsout@gmail.com. Go to our website, shenerdsout.com, for all your snopping needs. We got merch. You can leave us a message. You can buy us a beer. And while you're at it, why don't you subscribe, rate, and review us? It helps us tremendously. It also makes us feel good.
I like
Yes.
feeling good.
Yeah, me too. And it will help Tara get better.
Yes, if
Send
you
her- Don't you need to send beers? You can send cough
if
medicine
you
or
subscribe, rate, and
Advil.
review, know that you're helping Tara's health.
It's curative.
So do you
words
care?
are healing.
Do you care about Tara? If you do, and you
This could
better.
be very sad for me.
In the eyes
Oh God, so depressing.
Where's Sarah to sing us off? All right, well, till next time. Tara, do you want to lead us in She Nerds Out with your raspy voice?
Oh yeah.
Sexy.
She nerds out. Out.
Scary.
She nerds out. We're girls that like nerdy things.